So first things first, what's the through line? You all three have something in common. Ambient devices. They do things in the background. They don't have displays. They connect with all your other products. You know, the speakers connect with other speakers in your home, your phone and whatnot. Aura connects with your phone. And obviously Hatch connects with your phone and the app as well. So I actually wanted to ask all three of you. We'll start with Anne. Talk to me about ambient AI. What is your definition of ambient AI and screenless devices, and how do your products make use of that?
First of all, thanks for having us. This is so fun. I would like to walk into every room with music playing and before I sit in my seat. So for us, I'll tell you why ambient AI is so important. So we have a crisis in this country related to sleep. We are being kept awake by not only the regular stress of life, but also by all of these tech products that want us to scroll and consume. And it makes it really tough. If you look over the last 20 years, we are getting less and less and less and less sleep. And for us, the importance of ambient AI is we want to create an experience that can help you get to sleep. That's the point of our sleep tracker, not to give you data, but to help you get to sleep. We also give you the data, but we help you create a sleep routine, and we do it in a screen-free way. Ambient AI is so important to that. So no one wants sleep with a phone is no bueno. So what we do is we deliver you content via a screenless device and help you to get good sleep that way.
Holly?
Yeah, I think Oura has been an ambient AI device actually from the beginning. We've always talked about quiet technology. We've always been really intentional about not beeping, not buzzing, being technology that just disappears on your body. And we think the best AI is something that you don't have to prompt. That's not something that's in your way all of the time, but that's something that's really smart, super personal, really proactive, and comes to you when you need it, but stays quiet when you don't. And so that's really, as we think about both our hardware and our software strategy, how we're evolving.
A lot of kindred spirits up here, for sure. I mean, as I think about it, it's next year, it'll have been 20 years since Apple gave us the iPhone and Google gave us Android. And for all of the many benefits of that technological step function change, those products take us out of the world and into the black mirror. And I think that the opportunity for a new generation of companies, including everybody up here, I think, is to bring you back into the life that you want to live and to have the technology sort of fade into the background and support that. It's great that you said you'd like to have music playing every time that you come into the room. I know how to make that happen. And it kind of, at some level, that is the mission of Sonos. It's to give you a soundtrack for your life so that there's music always playing when you walk in the room. And we can do that with these new technologies.
So we have three really cool companies here. Obviously, they're different companies, but there is some alignment there. So I have some questions, things that I'm trying to get to the bottom of for all of you. So I'll sort of jump around. We'll start with Tom, and then we'll jump around different questions. Tell me generally, and specifically, what is Sonos's AI strategy? Where does voice control, first party and third party fit into that? And most importantly, when can I get Alexa Plus on my Sonos system?
All right. Well, I think there's there's three places where the sort of modern AI moment is intersecting with Sonos. And the first, of course, is just the way that we do our jobs every day at the company. It's so fun to watch everybody on the team become gain a set of superpowers that they didn't have before. I don't just mean like better at the job. I just mean fundamentally more equipped to contribute to the company in like new and really exciting ways. I asked one of our HR leaders the other day to help me think about some org chart things, and instead of getting a slide deck back for her, I got a vibe-coded standalone application that she had built. Suddenly, Summer is a developer. Like, that is not something that I had on my bingo card. But in terms of the way that this moment is shaping the product experience of Sonos, there are kind of two things. One, absolutely, we're in a conversational AI moment where you can summon a product just by being in the room with it and have a rich conversation, not just about the world, but about the experience you want to have in your home. We'll deliver those experiences, first party and third party. Not going to break any news today, but all of that is coming, and I'm really, really excited to get it out into the world. And it's very central to my vision for what Sonos can become. And then the other piece is that, through this tier of technology, it becomes practical to implement, like what I would call anticipatory design, where we're just silently behind the scenes. The product understands who you are, understands your preferences, understands the context of your life, and can make a choice not just to play music when you walk into the kitchen, but to play the right music so that your kids, cheer.
So, Anne, when are you going to put Hatch's soundtrack on Tom's speakers?
I love it. So I'll tell you a little bit about our sounds, if that's helpful. So we hired the head of podcasting out of SiriusXM. She built a content team for Hatch starting about 4 years ago. And all of the content that we make at Hatch is purpose-built for bedtime. We believe that in order to prioritize getting good sleep, there are really two things that you have to do. Really the struggle for all of us, like we all generally wake up in the morning in time to get to work or get our kids to school. Really what we sacrifice is bedtime. And so that's our mission, is try to help you get to sleep. And so there are two things that we help you with our Hatch sleep clock. One is when you want to get into bed, and the second is when you want to fall asleep. And so what we do is, I'll tell you my specific example. I set a goal of getting in bed on weekdays by 10 p.m., and my Hatch lights up my room with my beautiful lavender sky sunset and plays music. And it basically is it beckons me to put my phone down and to get into bed. I get into bed when I'm ready to sleep. I touch the top, and I listen to our nightly episode of the show called The Nightly. And the nightly may not be for you, but maybe a meditation is, or maybe a sleep story, or maybe another podcast. And the point of our sounds and we are built for bedtime. They start engaging at first, but they're not so engaging that you can't fall asleep. Again, in a screen-free, ad-free, no interruption, purpose-built for bedtime way.
Thank you. So, Holly, Oura 5 came out today.
Yes.
Why is it so amazing?
I've been waiting for this moment for a while. We're shipping today. Oura Ring 5 is just a massive leap from Oura Ring 4 to Oura Ring 5. It's the world's smallest smart ring. It's 40% smaller. It's by far our most comfortable ring yet. It has a longer battery life. It has a tougher finish, so it's tougher to scratch. And it did all of that without compromising on power. It's more accurate. It's just simply the best thing I think we've ever made. And you can see how small it is in a second back there compared to Oura Ring 4. And it just feels like something totally different on your body. And then we've paired it with a bunch of great new software that's really taking Oura from what we think of as passive tracking to something that's truly health intelligence, something that's proactive, and helping you take action. We've got a new feature called Health Radar that builds on top of our Symptom Radar feature that's keeping track of your respiratory and cardiovascular system, and it alerts you before you even feel anything in your body. It has blood pressure signals that are measuring your overnight blood pressure. It has nighttime breathing that's measuring your breathing. And then we've started to close the gap between wearables and clinical care for the first time, where we've got now GLP-1 insights, where for people who are on GLP-1s, you can actually monitor your dosing, your weight, all in the context of your biometrics. And now for the first time, people can actually access care directly from the Oura app through our advisor experience. So it's a huge leap, not just in hardware, but also in software, and we think is the next era of smart rings.
She used to work at Apple, if you can't tell. But I'm really surprised that Apple never, made a meaningful move to buy Oura, or maybe they did. I'm surprised they never bought Oura, because I think it would fit perfectly there. How does the accuracy of the ring, from a health perspective, from a medical perspective, stack up to like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit on your wrist?
Yeah, so the ring is the best place on the body to get a PPG signal. So it's at the leading edge of the pulse wave. We think the best place on the body. On top of that, we measure on the skin, so you don't have hair or you're not sensitive to skin tone. We're at 99.9% reliability or accuracy compared to heart rate and heart rate variability. Our sleep algorithms are incredibly accurate. Across the board, incredibly accurate in comparison.
So Tom, you're known for your speakers. You have some good ones. You got some sound bars. But 2 years ago, you tried to do this thing called the headphone, the Ace headphones. How are they doing? How committed are you to the headphone category? Are people buying them? And do you think you'll still do some in-ear buds in addition? Do you have a roadmap of headphones? Are you sticking to it?
Yeah, I'm really proud of Sonos Ace. They're, the year they were launched, the Wall Street Journal said they were the best over-ear noise-canceling headphones. Time Magazine called them one of the 200 most innovative products of the year. They sound great. They feel great. They've got great battery life. They have best-in-class noise cancellation. They're great headphones. Everyone should try a pair. But what's most exciting to me about Sonos Ace and the entire personal audio space is what we can do inside the Sonos system in the home. And so Ace today allows you to instantaneously swap from your soundbar, not to just one pair of headphones, but to two pairs sitting side by side, so your kids in the other room can sleep while you enjoy, the television program that you're watching or a video game. And we just have a long roadmap of similar kind of enhancements that we can bring to the work that we expect to do in headphones in time.
So long roadmap ahead of headphone products. There will be new Sonos headphones.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it. Okay. And what about in-ear? Obviously, the AirPods are a big category. Are you gonna?
Let's just say we're conscious of the market dynamics and playing along as it goes.
What about other areas? Right. You've got the home. Now you've sort of got mobile with the Play, with the Roam, with the Move. You've got headphones as well as part of that. You tried to come out with an Apple TV, Google Chromecast competitor a year ago. One of the first things you did when you took over as interim CEO is you shut down that program. So why did you shut that down? What's your feeling on new product categories? Should we expect Sonos to get into meaningful new areas, or are you trying to expand the current portfolio with AI and all that?
Yeah, I think, as a leader, one of the most important and defining characteristics of your role is not just what you decide to do, but what you decide not to do. And so when I came in as CEO about a year and a half ago, we took stock of all of the things that were in progress and just asked ourselves, can we be the best in the world at this? Can we win in the category? And will it make our customers' lives fundamentally better? And so that meant that some things that were in progress got left on the cutting room floor, and other things were added to the list of our ambitions. And so I feel really good about the roadmap we're executing against and the products that we'll bring out through the rest of this year and into the future.
A lot of new products this year?
Definitely new products this year.
And Holly, speaking of new product categories, do you think you're going to stay the Ring company, stay the health app company, or do you see Oura getting into other new form factors? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about pendants and necklaces and ear-worn devices. Are you going to evolve into a larger wearables company?
Well, I think you can never say never, but right now we're super hyper-focused on the Ring. We think there's a lot more that we can do in the Ring, and are excited for what we can do there.
And are you on an annual cadence now for major new hardware updates? I know this was about a year after the last one. I think the 4 was a year after the 3, but before they were a little bit more spaced out. What's sort of the cadence you're on now?
Yeah, I can't really comment on cadence looking forward, but we've certainly sped up looking back.
And do you think IPOing, and obviously what comes with that, is going to allow Oura to accelerate even further?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I can't really comment on any speculation around an IPO. But again, today is such a huge moment for Oura, and we're really focused on this meaningful leap that we've taken today.
And obviously you do sleep tracking through the Ring, and you do sleep tracking with this new device. You like that transition? How does that work, this wireless sleep tracking?
It's pretty cool, isn't it? So we are, Hatch Sleep Clock, our new product, is really a new kind of sleep tracker. And it's a new kind of sleep tracker that is not designed for the same thing that other sleep trackers are. It's designed to really help you close the loop between what you intended in terms of when you intended to fall asleep and when you intended to make time for yourself, when you intended to wake up, how many times you intended to snooze, and then what your actual behavior was. We believe that the core of the problem with sleep is here, right? People need help to disconnect at night. And so that's why we added sleep tracking technology. It is as accurate as other sleep trackers, but the intention is not to give you a score or give you any sort of thing about your sleep performance. The intention is to help you close the loop on how you are sleeping and how effective this delightful sleep routine that we are co-creating with you. When you wake up in the morning, you see how it went, you see how you did in terms of against your goals, how the sleep content that you listened to affected you, and then we make suggestions, and really it becomes a ritual that then you look forward to doing every night. And that's really the point of the data, is to help close the loop. But it is pretty cool that it does it all contactlessly. You don't have to charge anything, and it just sits on your bedside.
Very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to trying that out. Tom, automotive. You guys tried your hand. This may have been before you became CEO, but there was some integration with some cars. I think Audi did some Sonos speakers. What's the plan there? Does that still have a future?
Yeah, we have a great partnership with Audi. We're many cars, and we've helped them tune the audio environment and an expanding lineup of their offerings. And we just announced that we're coming to the flagship electric EV with Skoda in Europe. And so we continue to find great partnerships there who are looking to enhance the audio experience in the context of the true mobility environment, the car.
So at home, I use my primary Sonos device. Actually, is not the standalone speaker. It's the sound bars.
Yeah.
We have a few TVs and we use a Sonos sound bar on all of them, and it's just a game changer. Can you tell me a bit about the sound bar business? Obviously, there's some new competition there. How big of a priority is that for you, and are you seeing that become a big growth driver?
Excuse me, sorry. I knew that was going to happen. I was trying to keep it from happening, but yeah. So the tip of the spear for Sonos in most of our homes is a soundbar experience, and we're by far the dominant and best soundbar experience that you can buy across a wide range of television form factors, from kind of entry-level televisions all the way up to big 100-inch TVs. We have a bunch of innovative technology on the audio side, including the first innovation in driver technology, the actual sound creating unit, and something that we call Sound Motion. It's really the first new driver design in 50 years from any company. It gives you a ton of bass response in a very compact package. And then, of course, we augment all of that with a software layer that does things like the best night mode that you can experience, the best audio enhancement across multiple levels, so that no matter what your hearing condition might be, we can offer AI-powered voice enhancement. We synchronize all of that with a constellation of speakers around the room, subwoofers, rears, height channel as well. And then, but all of that is just the beginning of our relationship with the customer. It's the first step in delivering a whole home audio experience. And a big part of what we're doing with those customers is helping them understand that the next room after the family room and the television is the kitchen, and then the den, and then the office. Because where Sonos really defines itself and differentiates at a completely different level is that sort of whole home system that's central to the offering.
Remind me, what is the average number of Sonos devices per Sonos customer? You talked about this.
Yeah,
right?
It's order of magnitude 3.5. Most of our customers quickly come to understand the power of putting Sonos throughout their homes.
And where do you want to be?
Let's make it 6.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to talk a little bit about competition across all your sectors, but for Oura, I think people know about the product, but I think what a lot of people don't know, and we've talked about this before, is you guys have a very strong patent game, right? Patent portfolio. How does the Oura stack up? I know you guys have, been not so fond of some of the competition. How is your product stacking up against, Samsung and some of these other companies at this point from a technology perspective?
Yeah, and you're right. We've been aggressive or active on our IP patents and patent technology in general. But I think we see all the entrants in the smart ring category as evidence of the category's strength and the appetite and excitement that people have for the form factor. And we're just really focused on continuing to innovate, continuing to release new features. We pour a lot of money back into our R&D. We're releasing lots of new features every single quarter, every single year. We've got over 50 biometrics that we're measuring today and continuing to really lead the category when it comes to science, sensing, and wearability.
You've had some partnerships lately, I think, with Quest, right?
Yeah, so we've started to think beyond the ring as well. So we integrate with CGMs now. We have health panels. We've also made it possible for people to upload their own health panels from anywhere globally. And now we've got our GLP insights as well that allows people to understand how their body is reacting.
Tell me about is it the Stella, the glucose partnership? How does that work? Because I've tried it out, right?
Yeah.
It's basically these patches. What you explain. You're on the panel.
Yeah. So we've got a partnership with Dexcom, and you can order a CGM, and it goes into your arm. It measures your glucose. We have a really great experience directly inside the Oura app where you can see your glucose levels. But I think what's really cool is you can start to connect what's happening around all of the other parts of your activity. We're tracking, obviously, your sleep, your activity, your stress, and you can see, for example, after you've eaten, what happens when you move. And so what's really the sweet spot with Oura is being that health intelligence layer as you start to add in these other data points that's helping you connect the dots and understand how it's affecting you today and also how that's affecting you longer term. We've started to build metrics like our cardiovascular age feature, and in our health tab, we're giving you an understanding of the longer term health metrics so that you can start to see how what you do today might impact something in the future. And this is really for us all about helping people live better, longer.
So my Oura says I'm high stressed all the time, but from a cardiovascular standpoint, I am 1.5 years younger. So
right.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's really powerful to see when you have that data how motivating it is. Actually, when we first built this feature, I won't say how many years above my actual age, which was very shocking for me as a former athlete, but it was the most motivating thing that I've seen in a really long time that got me back into action, and now I'm -5.
To be clear, I don't really feel that stress, so maybe you want to take a look at the algorithm, unless I'm missing something. Anne, who are your competitors? What does your market look like?
I would say our biggest competitor is Netflix, TikTok, YouTube, the things that keep you awake at night.
Well, you're an elite company then.
Yeah. We are a little David compared to these huge Goliaths. But luckily we have biology on our side. The reality is people do want to sleep. When you wake up and you feel terrible, you know you had a bad night's sleep. And so our goal is to work in concert with you to make your bedtime ritual something that you value, something that you feel successful doing, and something that makes you feel better when you wake up. So really, if I think about it, yeah, like we've got some pretty big competitors, but I do think we have people's sense of wellness, people's desire to feel better on our side. But those dopamine hits are real, and we have to do our best to try to make the experience as delightful as we can to try to counterbalance that attention economy that just wants to keep us engaged all the time.
So, Tom, the speaker market is kind of evolving, right? For many years, you had these standalone audio-only speakers, but a lot of companies are now pushing into the speakers with display market, right? You've got Amazon, you've got Apple coming out with theirs soon, you've got Google with theirs. All these companies have them. Do you think Sonos will need to consider a display option?
Let me talk just a little bit about the portfolio of products that we have first.
Please do.
At Sonos we say that we're every dimension of sound, and in a way that does make us kind of a category of one. We have 3 different sizes of sound bars and 2 subwoofers and 2 different sizes of speakers to put around your home and 3 sets of sizes of speakers that you can use in your home and then take with you on the go. We make headphones. We make an 8-channel power amplifier for a house that wants 276 in-ceiling speakers. We make in-ceiling speakers. There's really nobody else that has that same breadth of ambition for solving the problem of like a soundtrack for your life in every corner of your household experience. So in that way, I think we're pretty unique. And I guess I would say that I don't know that our customers are clamoring for those products to have screens. But there are certainly interesting things that you can do with screens as part of a system architecture, and we're not sort of blind to that. So it's something we continue to keep an eye on and think about.
Cool. Holly, so I have the ceramic, the blue of the Ring 4. Will there be a ceramic option for the Ring 5? I know there isn't one at launch, but down the road?
We'll see.
Okay.
No, but we've been really excited by the response of Oura 5 in the metallics. We have 2 new finishes. We've got a deep rose and a new gold, and we're continuing to offer the ceramic ring on Oura 4 alongside Oura 5.
From an engineering standpoint, and feel free to get a little technical here, how did you do a 40% reduction in a year and a half? Well, obviously, you're probably working it for a long time, but what did that engineering process look like? Like, where did you start? Did you have a goal of 40%? Did you have a goal of something else, and you hit your goal? How did that go?
We wanted to build simply like the world's most wearable device on the planet, and that meant it had to be significantly smaller. It had to be both thinner and narrower in both dimensions, and it had to do all of that. And also, we wanted it to feel like jewelry first and technology second, and it had to do all of that without compromising on power and capabilities, which, as you know, is very hard. And it meant we had to re-engineer everything from the inside out. We have new sensors. We actually have LEDs that are 4 times more powerful now. We had to build a smaller battery. We had to rethink the assembly. We had to rethink the cover. And so we're really proud of the technology and the leap that we've taken in order to do this.
And how do you increase battery life with a smaller battery pack? Is that software? Is that algorithms? Is that more efficient LEDs?
Yeah, more efficient sensors, MCUs, better battery technology, all in one.
And I have to ask, I know it only launched today, but pre-orders did start, I guess, 2 weeks ago or a little bit less.
Last week.
Anecdotally, how's it doing so far? I know you're not going to give numbers, but how are we looking?
We're really excited by the response. Our members have been asking for a product that's smaller for quite some time, and we're just really excited to see how excited our members are